Guys, here with another episode of Trainer Confidential. Got a couple interesting stories today. First one I want to start with is Andrew Jack. So, what was it last week? He was okay, got his visa to come over here to the Arnold, and he just recently yesterday posted he's not going to do the Arnold in the UK. I think he was doing the UK too. So anyway, both the Arnolds he is out of now, which
So
sucks.
the Columbus, the Columbus one.
Yeah, and I think
Okay.
Arnold UK. I think
Okay.
because he's from the UK. So all I know about that is he said he's got a lot of stuff going on in his life and his body needs a break. So he's been balls to the wall for this whole last year. So he really hasn't had an off season, that much of an off season. So, I don't know if it's going to be a good decision or a bad decision. He's going to miss out on some money, but might make a better Andrew Jack in the end. I mean, we'll find out. What do you think?
Yeah, we will. We
What would you
will.
have done?
Yeah. Well, I mean, being, pro body, I'm thinking, 300K, it's one of the bigger purses,
Yeah.
and not a lot of people, even the pros, not a lot of folks, have the goods to actually, compete in the Arnold. So,
Yeah.
to be able to just turn that down and with that amount of prize money, I mean, one that says a lot about him, but he's probably got some serious stuff that's going on,
Yeah. Yeah.
so we don't know what's going on in his life.
And he's still posting training videos and stuff like that. He's still, it's not like he's stopping anything. He just, there's a lot of work goes into prep. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into that. So, it might be a health thing. We don't know. Maybe he has to take a break. I don't know what the deal is, but he won the UK last year. So, he can't defend his title there now. So I don't
I
know.
mean,
I hope,
but the thing that is right now he's a top tier competitor. I
yeah,
mean, you can look at some pros and you can see them at some of the lower tier shows. Yes, I can see that. And you see him at the Arnold Columbus or you see him at the Olympia, or something like that. It's like not quite there yet. He's definitely a top tier competitor.
sure.
He's Olympia caliber, and so that's saying a lot about him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Holinstead last year, we didn't see any competing from him. And so he took that break and he's looking phenomenal this year, which
Hmm.
he will be at the Arnold. So,
Hmm.
maybe this break is exactly what he needed,
Hmm.
so I don't know. We'll find out about that.
Sometimes you need it. You
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, Jack is one of those guys too. Even on his off season, he's very low body fat, percentage. He stays really shredded all the time. So, you know, I don't know. I hope the best for him though. I really like
Well,
Andrew.
isn't he's going to have to qualify for the Olympia, or is he already qualified?
He will have to qualify for the Olympia. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, he sure will. Yeah. Yeah,
Now,
because
see,
he wouldn't.
me, what I'm thinking is, unless there's really something going on, I mean, he's got to be one. He's got to be. He's definitely going to be at least a top five.
Yeah, I
I
think so.
mean, and there's if he really pulls it together, there's a possibility that he could probably pull it off. But you're right. He'd probably have a much better chance qualifying for the Olympia with a lesser show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
I
mean,
agree.
he's Arnold Classic caliper and he's Olympia caliper, but we're not talking okay, boom, I've got him one or two, either one or two, but
That's the
definitely the
thing.
top five, top three, So yeah.
And the Arnold's going to be deep this year, so he's got. We don't know if Haughtie's going to be there though. We don't know if Nexil is going to be there yet, but Samson's going to be there, and we know what Samson's looking like. So,
Santa's probably already trying to figure out how he's going to spend that 300K.
yeah, yeah. What new car he's going to get? He made some money last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Well, hope to see him make some money this year. So I want to go into our next topic, and this is a little disturbing to me. You see too much of this nowadays, and especially on social media and stuff like that. But anyway, this guy, his name's Kai Shean. He scammed a bunch of people with some apps that he developed. And the thing is, when he started these apps, he was already bankrupt. So he got a social media following on Instagram. Starting, he made in a 12 months, he made a transformation. He lost 80 kilograms of weight. So was that 170 pounds, something like that. Uh, anyway, so he did lose some weight, got shredded. They call him a bodybuilder. I wouldn't say he's a bodybuilder. I would say he's a transformation guy, and he looks great. But what he did from there is now he started flaunting money and fast cars and this and that, and he got a bunch of people figuring, well, I want what you got. And so he started contacting people, his followers, and saying, hey, you want to jump in on this adventure I got here? And basically ripped off a bunch of people. And now he's bankrupt again. He has nothing and he can't pay nobody back. Current Affair is actually the one that picked up this story. He's from Australia. So I want to get in and share the
I
story.
think I think it was the title that caught my attention.
It was me too. It was
Yeah,
me.
and what do you have the title? How it was presented?
Yeah, it was bodybuilder
Yeah,
scams.
bankrupt bodybuilder allegedly fleecing thousands from everybody else's investors, and
Yeah,
just from the title, you're thinking, okay, you got this bodybuilder and which technically he's not, you
yeah,
got this bodybuilder that's, and we already got enough stigma around us as it is, and it's like, oh great, okay, here we go, we got to contend with this stuff now. So not only are they roid heads and stuff like that, they scam people out of stuff, so
yeah.
that's what drew my attention to it initially.
Same here. That's the only reason I read the story was because of bodybuilder. But basically, what he did, there's a lot of people he scammed. This guy right here, and this is a sad story because this guy, and he contacted this guy. He actually said he promised to make him a millionaire. And this guy has a daughter. I think he's a single dad. His daughter has autism, and he wanted to. Kai had contacted him to let him know that, hey, I have 5 openings for this app called what was it called? Uh, oh, what was that app called? Anyway, he had a Lofi is what it's called.
Yeah,
And
loaf,
this,
because
yeah,
the emoji is like a loaf of bread.
yeah,
So
yeah.
loafy.
So it was designed to help students find employment, and he's the CEO of that. Although he didn't have an app going on, he just so at any rate, he got this guy to told him, hey, well, if you want to spend more time with your daughter, do what I'm doing. I got 5 openings, and if you jump in right now, then I'll make you a millionaire, and you can spend all the time that you want with your girl. So he believed him, and in a span of 2 years, he gave this guy $70,000. So the minute he realized that nothing's going on, and he's getting burned, he wanted his money back. So this is what really pissed me off is reading what he said about it. So this was Kai's response to this guy. You're complaining that you don't get to see your effing daughter. Who the F are you complaining about? Uh, you're not trying to help me. You made promises to your daughter. What about that? So that's what he said to the guy after he basically couldn't get any more money out of him, which I thought was that was just horrible. Now, the people that give people like that money, you got to really watch out. I mean, if you want help with things, do your research on a person, and you don't just hand over money like that. So I mean, there's no way in hell I'd ever hand money out like that in this situation. But you got to feel sorry for the people that do. And this guy is he's a monster for doing this. Woman right here, same thing. She was invested in this Lofi app. She gave him just $1,000, but then she told all of her friends about it. She's really happy because she invested in some shares of this supposed app, and her friends got in on it. And of course, that app went down. It never went anywhere. There's another app that he made. This guy gave a bunch of money to called App Mentors, which is supposed to build app ideas for customers. Another app that wasn't a real app. So he got a bunch of money from that guy, and again, he didn't pay him back. So that's what the guy did, and there's a lot of other people that he didn't that he screwed over too. So in the end, Current Affair went over there, confronted the guy. Also, the police are in on it now too. He's from Australia, so I think these are Australians that he screwed over. But the cops are in on it now. They're looking for anybody that's actually giving this guy money to come in and say something. They got a case on him. What do you think of this, Donnie?
He's a Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, Yeah.
And the reason it resonates with both of us, I mean, we're both business owners, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
You own a business, I own a gym, especially me owning a gym. I mean, you know, to you get some businesses, they can come up really, really, really quick, and they can be very profitable. But for most businesses, even the successful ones, it takes years and years and years of toiling and taking care of folks, one individual, one member, one client, one customer at a time. And you're doing this over and over and over years, and and then the money starts coming in. I
Yeah.
mean, you start building that inertia. I
Mhm.
mean, I've had my gym for what, 10 years now, and things are starting to move pretty good,
Yeah.
and then when we see, I see stuff like, I just can't, I can't, people come to you and they got their hearts wide open, you know what I mean? They come in and you're wanting money for it, but you're going to give them something in return, you
Yeah.
know?
You got to give them
This
something
guy,
return.
this guy, this guy had no intentions whatsoever
No. No.
of providing anything from the money that he's going to extract from these people. And so in essence, to me, he's just robbing them.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you promise him something and you don't give it to him. You
What he
know,
was claiming, what he was claiming, I want to go through a couple. I couldn't really muster too much of his YouTube videos because he's crying and just whining, and I just couldn't handle it. But I do want to play a couple things that he had said on the Instagram. I'm not going to go to his YouTube, but just to hear what he has to say.
Without choking, without it's day 18, I can't even breathe. I'm not a scam. I'm not a fucking fraud. I built everything I did. The only chance was the time I didn't get there in time. Do you know why this is all happening? It's because all year why everything was free, silly me tries to pay people off who wanted out, who had bad financial situations and stuff like that. While I've tried to manage absolutely everything. A scam and a fraud is someone who sets out to do something and doesn't do it and capitalizes off everyone else in the process. Everything I said I was going to do, I did. I built everything. I drove around the country. I showcased it all, right? And I was like, okay, cool. Like, you're going through some shit. Like, I feel so bad. Like, just give me some time. Like, I'm earning no money this year. I need to somehow work out how I can pay it off. Why did I do that? I paid a couple of payments and then I missed one. What do you think happens when you miss one payment? People, all they have to do is put a photo of me on their social media, on their story, and say, Kai's a scam, Kai's a fraud. Now, please tell me what you think is going to happen when other people who are on board with me see such posts like that. There's no questions. There's no nothing. It's just straight assumptions and straight, you're a scam, you're a fraud, I want money back, this. Do you understand that I'm the one that's lost out more than anyone in this at all? You all have jobs still. This was everything. Not living it up, not driving around in a Lamborghini.
Because it got impounded.
Driving everywhere to every meeting. 30 hours here, 40 hours here, Melbourne, Sydney, fucking everything. And you know what I did in the process? When I had my kids during such time, because I didn't want to not have my kids, I brought them with me. I wasn't able to manage paying everyone back all year why this made no money, okay? But what do you think is going to happen when I'm trying to make something succeed, but I've got to use money that I don't have, that I don't even have, to pay people off little bits here and there to try and keep everyone happy, to prove that I'm not a scam and I'm not a fraud and I'm not this and not that. I did nothing wrong other than execute everything I said I did. The only thing that changed is people had a shit financial situation at the time and decided, oh, that's my money, I want out. Idiot me said yes. Idiot me tried to fucking help. Idiot me tried to pay people off. And guess what happened in the process? I had nothing left now. I'm going to read this from my thing because I can't even speak anymore. Tried to pay people off and you miss one payment, which is bound to happen over the course of 12 months. I get blasted over the internet, and what do you think happens from there? It's a snowball effect. So if one person wants out, what do you think happens when someone just puts you on their story? Another person wants out, another person wants out, another person wants out. So what do you think happens? I've had to sell everything to try and pay people off and keep things afloat because I had in my head that this will succeed. This will fucking win. I've just got to make it. Make it to the end of the year. That's it. Just got to make it. I don't even know if I can make it to the beginning, guys, because day 18 might be other things. You just have no idea the impact you have.
All right, so that's enough of him. Do you see how he just says, oh, not a big deal. You guys have jobs. You can make that money back. I can't because it's my life. Did you see how he justifies his actions by that way? I mean, what? I mean, I work really hard. I even have to bring my kids. You know how many times I brought my kid to work with me?
You worked hard at scamming people.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
That's what you did. You scammed people. That's what you did. Come on.
Yeah, he's gonna get some criminal issues with that. I'm sure because
yeah, and it's gonna be exactly what it deserves.
Yeah, and the fact that he says he was paying all the money he had, paying people off. I never found anybody on there that said he paid him a dime.
He didn't because he's buying Lamborghinis.
Yeah, there was one video. He's sitting in a gutter by a car dealership, crying, saying that I got my I used to have a Lamborghini, now my $1,000 car is getting impounded. Like, anyway.
It sounds cliche, but it sounds like you made some bad life decisions.
Yeah. Well, Current Affair, when they came up to him, they asked him, they go, are you a really bad business owner or are you just a scam?
He's a scam.
He's a scam, yeah. He's a scam.
He's a scam.
So, I mean, the moral of the story, you guys, there's a lot of stuff to look at out there when it comes to the fitness industry. And again, I don't really classify him as being in the fitness industry. I'm just going off the
he's
the title of the video.
He went through a transformation and he was successful at it, and give him props for that. I mean, to lose that much, that takes some effort, takes some diligence.
Yeah. But you got to really watch what you're spending your money. And there's a lot of online coaches out there. And, I don't know any of the names but I know a lot of people have been burnt by them, which they're not all bad. That's not a thing, but there's just a lot of scams out there. And a lot of people want to be bodybuilders and not have to have a job, which we got to have jobs. I mean, unless you're really good and you're top tier, you got to work. I got to work every single day to pay my bills so I can bodybuild. If I don't work, then I don't bodybuild no more.
Yeah.
And you got to do the same thing. Like, we got to have jobs. We have to earn legit money. And your name is everything in this life. I mean, he's complaining about, one person batting him on social media being a scam. Well, that's why you don't do that, because you're right. If you do that, people are going to say that and you're going to lose all of your money, which is what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what his grasp is on reality. I mean,
I think he's a sociopath is what he is. He has no feelings of nothing. I mean, he has no regret. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's the one that feels assaulted when he's been told that, hey, look, you scammed me. He goes on the defensive.
Yes, he's a good talker. That's the only thing I got out of him was he's a good talker. Not to me, but I could see where he could persuade people. He's a good talker, and that's what he's got going on for himself.
Gift of the gab.
Yeah. So, any rate, he'll get what's coming to him. I hope we don't see stuff like this anymore, which it will happen.
It will.
And like we were talking earlier, there's a lot of that in the supplement industry and stuff like that too. But it's like there's no magic pill, there's no magic drink, there's no magic anything that are going to get you the results that are going to do it overnight. So that's a gimmick. If you ever hear that, that's a gimmick. Do not fall for it. It's hard work and discipline. That's all it is.
That's the center. That's the core of it. Now, there are elements outside of that can help.
Yes.
But that's it. You can't lean on it. It's not a crutch.
Yeah.
But it helps. I mean, supplements help. Gear helps. It really does. But that's not the center of the success.
And if it is the center of the sex, you're going down the wrong path.
Simple
as that. You're not going to live very long.
that destination may not be exactly where you want to be.
Donnie, you got a banner on your wall. I don't remember it quoted you. Maybe you can help me out with that. It talks about being a business owner.
It says any business whose sole purpose is to make money is not a good business.
Yeah,
that's what it says. Now,
I love that.
It making money is in the top 3.
Yeah,
you gotta make money. But if it's your sole purpose, and in his case it was, it definitely wasn't serving the public or the market. It definitely wasn't. It was just enrich himself.
Mm,
You know, so you make promises and you don't keep them.
yeah. 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 I ain't got nothing more for that guy. Do you?
No, no, it's
Yeah.
you know, he's one. He needs to be behind bars. I can tell
Yeah.
you that right
That
now.
was
He
a,
needs to be selling not exactly with Bernie Madoff, because Bernie Madoff he made off with
oh,
hundreds
it
of
was-
millions.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. This guy
you know,
just took
but
hundreds of
still,
thousands.
but he ruined some people's lives. I wouldn't say he just destroyed them, but but yeah, even if it's $1,000,
Well,
ten
the
thousand
one
dollars,
guy,
$5,000. If you get taken for that, I mean, for a lot of people, no, is it life change? Is it life ending or anything like that? No, but yeah, it's things.
it could be for some people, like that guy with the 70,000, that was his life
True,
savings. And
true,
he ain't got that now. And what is he gonna do?
right.
And now he has to work harder. So now he's even gonna be away from his daughter even more. When the whole time he was trying to be around his daughter more so he can make some money and keep everything going. Now he has to work more to adjust for that. And the guy, that Kai guy too, he has a couple kids. He lost his kids. I don't know if this had anything to do with this incident or not, but I'm assuming it's just his personality.
Uh-huh.
Because people are, a thief is a thief, and in my mind, they're gonna steal. That's what they do. So people can change, obviously, but a thief is a thief until they
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
stealing. So,
Yep.
but at any rate, guys, you got any comments on it? Let
Yeah,
us know.
please comment on this one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to hear
yeah.
it.
What do you guys think? Yeah, because I mean, this is the lucky thing is we do have social media, and because we have social media, that guy wasn't able to do it that long. If you imagine if we didn't have social media, I mean, he could have done some real damage, which he did do damage, but I mean, it could have been a lot worse. So, but the guy was just starting out. I think I know his YouTube channel. He just started that, and he doesn't have he's not monetized or nothing like that. But his Instagram, he had some followers on. I don't remember how many, but he made a name for himself in Australia, but he's no Lee Priest. I think Lee Priest has got Australia covered.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
That's the name of Australia. So, all right, if you ain't got nothing more to add, I'm gonna call it quits that, and we'll see you guys next week. Probably gonna do some updates because it's about that time.
Yep.
And Samson is looking phenomenal. Samson is always looking better every single week.
Oh,
So
Horse MD's looking good too.
yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's not going to be
He is
in the
looking
Arnold
really
though.
good. He's
I wonder
looking really good.
what is he going to do? You think he might do Arnold UK maybe or something?
Don't know, but he's looking pretty phenomenal right now. And he's
Like 270. Do you know that?
Really?
Yeah. I didn't think he was that heavy, but he's
I didn't
270.
think he was that heavy neither.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a big dude. Like,
well, regardless, he's looking pretty phenomenal though.
yeah. Yeah,
and what I mean by that is just how his muscle groups are coming together. You know what I mean? How they complement each other. I mean, it's really wild to see.
he's pretty complete. He's another Milos guy. So Milos has got a few people up on the Arnold stage coming up. So
Oh, Milos is the mad scientist. I mean, he
he
knows
is.
he knows this stuff from a molecular level. I mean,
Yeah, he does.
he gets down to the molecular levels. And
Well, I think his dad was a doctor too. So
yes, he was. Yes.
yeah, so he had that under his belt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. He as a matter of fact, a lot of the stuff that he believes in, well, the protein count, like and you do this too. His guys are eating, 10 to 12 ounces of protein per meal. And he's a strong believer, said there's studies on it and everything that you can take in 100 to 150 grams of protein per meal.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, but now you got to work your way into it. The body it's extremely adaptable.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Think about those tribes in Africa where they have the rings around their necks and their necks are like 2 feet long or some crap like that.
Yep.
I mean, how'd that happen? I mean, your body adapted to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You put those rings on, and now they got necks like giraffes and stuff. Of course, they got to keep that stuff on to keep their head up.
Yeah.
But the body is extremely adaptable. There's not going to be any. Okay, we can only absorb so much, but if you keep feeding it and you keep training it, eventually the body is going to take it in.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So, I mean, it's funny though, and it's like you're saying, you can't starve an elephant's still an elephant, excuse
Yeah,
me. And then you go back to our last video, with Mustafa, and his protein count is small. He's a shorter
yeah,
guy. He's got to be only like 5'4", 5'5", but he's big. And
yeah.
he's eating that small protein, and he got,
As as a matter of fact, I was looking at films of Eduardo Kawak
Mhm.
day before yesterday, and it yeah he if look up Eduardo Kawak and look up Mustafa, and they're in the same umbrella,
Oh,
just
really?
thick, you know. Ed he wasn't that tall, but just really thick, thick dense muscle. He falls in the same category.
Huh. Was he a
Yeah.
big eater too, or
Huh?
was he a small eater like him? Like Mustafa, or did he eat big?
Oh no, he ate big. As a
That's
matter of fact,
yeah.
when he was doing some guest posing in Paris, him and Tom Platz, they did a guest appearance together,
Oh,
and they were
nice.
eating breakfast at this hotel, and the people were kind of amazed at the eating disparity because Tom Platz had 3 omelets and Eduardo Kawak had 12.
Oh my, I've seen that video. I've seen that before. That's awesome.
But
Man,
yeah, but yeah, he
geez.
was very thick. He falls in that category.
Yeah. Nice, nice. All right, you guys, we'll see you next week. Again, you guys got any comments or anything for the video? Shoot it by us, give us some likes, subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Later, Donnie.
All right, man.